It's time for episode 35 of New Retrocore Classic Game Music. Of course, I am your host, DJ Sexy Lips, here to bring you the music of yesterday gaming style. And if you may not notice, I have a brand spanky new mic, so my audio is a lot better. So I'm finally, I mentioned that at like the first or second episode, and here I am, episode 35. Yay, we got the mic. But a couple things on this show. This is another special, if you will. Afterwards, we're going to get back to our normal blocks, and Sonic will return. I've gotten comments that, Sonic hasn't been around the last 4 episodes. Well, the last 4 new episodes have been specials for the most part. This one's A to Z, just random games, alphabetically A to Z. I stole the idea from Young Me from a few vintages ago, you may have heard on the channel. Another thing, Gaming Core's back. Me, Sober, Colin, and Doug. The first episode's on YouTube. It's also on all your podcast services, so just search for Gaming Core, and you'll find us there. Follow us, leave us a review, like us, please subscribe. We're just talking about games and whatever. Just whatever. It's pretty fun. We enjoy it so far, so let us know and shoot us questions. And lastly, before I get into the music here, on a sad note, if you watch the Game Chasers, they're a big part of the retro community. Billy Hudson, Billy Chaser, he went by online, has passed away from brain cancer. And it sucks, but go watch the Game Chasers, support them while they, give them some money watching the channel so they can get, because they were normal Joes like us. They had to work 9 to 5s. And they did what they did just for the love of it, like I do just sharing this game music. So, yeah, let's get into that. Starting off with the letter A, of course. Animal Crossing, the best one, I think. Wild World on the DS. So Animal Crossing Wild World was the first one there. Title theme and 9 a.m. I still think that's the best one to this day. And that might have to do with the fact that, yeah, that was the first one I played, but whatever. Then, of course, with B, I had to go with Breath of Fire 3. Duh. Atomic Power. Then we had Contra on the NES. Jungle Battle Stage 1. And lastly, a stubborn game that didn't want to be recorded. Double Dragon Neon on Steam, Switch, PS4, 5, Xbox One, whatever. Everything. Everybody gets to play. Double Dragon Neon, City Streets 2, Mango Tango Neon Jungle. Played on this show before. It's just a great nod to 80s. And if you hadn't noticed in my editing at the start and ends, I've put like the track name and game it's from. I'm getting a little fancy, if you will. Fancy. So coming up next, we're getting into the letter E. And you know what? Younger me, you were lazy. You didn't do like the letter O or Q or X or lazy. For shame, younger DJ Sexy Lips. So, yeah, we're getting into the letter E, and then that's going to be Earthworm Jim. For Pete's Sake from Earthworm Jim was the letter E, and then Final Fantasy Tactics, a chapel. You may not notice I did not include game footage there. Well, that remaster's coming out as of recording like 8 days from now. And I really didn't want to play any of it because I'm going to be playing the remaster. Sorry, I guess. So yeah, you just get what you got there. But a chapel from Final Fantasy Tactics. Go buy that remaster, folks. It's going to be banging, as the kids say. I was going to say fire, but I guess that's kind of old school, you know, being 42 and all. Gauntlet Legends, Mountain Valley, and Hey Arnold the Movie on the Game Boy Advance, Arnold Street. If you search around the channel here on Retrocore's podcast, you might find an old Let's Play of younger DJ Xexys Lips playing that Hey Arnold, the movie. So yeah, you might want to go check that out. Coming up next is a import game on the PS2. A banger, a vibe, a very good hit. Sober, you know, you like this one. Initial D, No One Sleep in Tokyo.
Sleep in Tokyo, all night crossing the line. No one quits the radio. Tokyo is on fire.
けど悲しい出来事も絶え間なく続いてる。なぜ僕らは傷つけ合うのか。分かり合うことが優しさを生むのに。つながりたいんだ、そうさきっと大きな心になる。 Try 巻き込みたいんだ、止まらないようにその愛を走らせて。
No One Sleep in Tokyo, again from Initial D on the PS2. And yes, it's No One Sleep, Sober, not No More, No One. I thought it was No More too. So, Jackal followed that from the NES. Background Music 3, Middle Slide. Then we had Katamari of Love from Katamari Damacy on the PS2. New Katamari coming out at the end of October, folks. Get hype. And lastly, some might consider this cheating because I went with the letter L. Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, Outset Island. I took off the, so I'm counting Legend of Zelda as L. Come fight me if you don't like it. I'm a dork. Yeah, so let's just go on into the letter M, and I'm gonna go with MegaMan, and we're gonna go with the X2 on the Super Nintendo. I'm your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you these hits of yesterday gaming style.
ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Yeah. Every challenge along the way, with courage I will face. I will battle every day to claim my rightful place. Come with me, the time is right. There's no better team. Arm in arm, we'll win the fight. It's always been our dream. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. 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 Yeah. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true, our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Flame Stag stage from Mega Man X2 started us off there at the letter M. Then we had New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii, Overworld theme, Concrete Jungle from On the Ball, Super Nintendo. See, was that hard, younger DJ Sexy Lips? On the Ball. There's plenty of games that start with an O, and you're like, oh, I can't go find those. I don't know. I was lazy and probably in a hurry. And younger and stupid. Then, I guess this one could be cheating, but I don't think I'm going to get any complaints because it's such a banger. Pokemon theme extended from the Pokemon To Be a Master album, which is the main theme of the Pokemon anime that first started. I guess they refer to it as the Indigo League these days. You know, basically the first series or two of Pokemon. The best ones, you know. So, yeah. Coming up next, another letter that stumped younger DJ Sexy Lips, the letter Q. We're going to go with Quackshot, starring Donald Duck on the Genesis. See? Again, not hard, younger DJ Sexy Lips. You lazy you. I am your host, new DJ Sexy Lips. Yeah. Transylvania from Quackshot starring Donald Duck on the Sega Genesis. Then we had Raiden Trad on the Super Nintendo. Gallantry was the name of the track. And there's some Sonic squeezed in there. Only one track though, I know. It's never enough. Sonic music's so damn good. But Sonic 2, Genesis, Emerald Hill Zone, and lastly, Make Me Dance from the Revenge of Shinobi. So yeah, there we go. Letters Q through T. Coming up next is the letter U. And I don't know if younger me got that one, but we're going with UN Squadron next. So I hope everyone's enjoying these shows. You know, I share the music because I like the music. And, you know, you join the Discord. There's a request there. You can leave requests. I'll fulfill them. Starting in the next new one because we're getting back to normal. I've done like 4 or 5 specials in a row. I'm done with that for now. Thanks everyone for listening to any of these shows. Vintage, new, and the new Gaming Core. Like I said, I really want some feedback from that. I really took some hours editing that seriously. So I hope it comes out good, and I hope it gets better as we continue to learn and chemistry grows between us on the show. But yeah, enough rambling about that. Like I said, letter U coming up, and that's going to be UN Squadron again from the Super Nintendo. Alrighty, with the letter U, we went UN Squadron on the Super Nintendo, Aviation Division, then Valis on the Genesis, Frash of Sword, yeah, Frash, it's weird, whatever, Sunny Beach from Wave Race 64, and lastly, Area Music Outside on Xexys on the Nintendo. That starts with an X, Xexys. So, yeah, I got the X in there, younger me. So coming up next, we have two more songs. It's the end of the show. I want to thank everyone who listens, everybody who comes to the live chat. Jeremy, thank you for the thumbnails. Everyone, thank you for the support who listens. We're about to crack 200 subs as of this recording on the 23rd of September 2025. We have 198. So 2 away from 200. Very small blip in the map to most. Huge to me. Same with the views on my videos. You know, most don't crack 200. But you know what? I like it. That's perfect to me. I love it. People are listening at least. I hope it's not bots, but whatever. Thanks everybody. As for scheduling, Gaming Core, I'm going to put it on the podcast services first for about a week, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. And yeah, the music shows will continue as is. And I will do store music edits still, but they will come basically 2 weeks after the new episode. Like, new episode comes out, then I'll make a store edit of that 2 weeks later for those who are asking in the comments. So I guess people don't like my voice and they'd rather have the store edit, which I get. My voice sucks sometimes, so. And I ramble a lot, but you know what? That's the joys of chapters and just skipping to shit on YouTube these days, I guess. So coming up next, it's the end of the show. 2 tracks, Y and Z, Yoshi Story, Yo Yo Yoshi, and then Zombie Nation on the Nintendo, Round 1, New York City. These are it. No Sexy Lips picks. Next show, we'll be back to normal with all that stuff. Thank you all so much, and I will see you next show.
Yoshi. 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 Contra.